Welcome back, learners! In this video, we're going to apply the derivative rules for trigonometric functions. We will find the derivative of y with respect to x of each of the following. Number 1, y is equal to sine 5x plus 9. Number 2, y is equal to sine 10x raised to 5. Number 3, y is equal to cosine cube x. Number 4, y is equal to cosine 3x squared minus 4. Number 5, y is equal to e raised to cosine x. Number 6, y is equal to sine raised to 4 5x. And number 7, y is equal to x squared sine x. Please don't forget to click subscribe to learn more. In this particular video, we're going to focus on the derivative rules for sine and cosine functions. If our y is equal to sine x, according to the rule, the derivative of this y with respect to x is equal to cosine x. But if we have y is equal to sine of a function g of x, then its derivative with respect to x is equal to cosine of that g of x. Then we will apply the chain rule here. We will multiply this cosine of g of x by the derivative of our inside function g of x. Next, if we have y is equal to cosine x, then the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to negative sine x. Then if our function y is equal to cosine g of x, then the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to negative sine g of x multiplied by the derivative of g of x. In this first example, we can think of this as y is equal to sine g of x, where our g of x is that 5x plus 9. So applying the rule for the derivative of the sine function, we have derivative of y with respect to x is equal to cosine 5x plus 9 multiplied by the derivative of this inside function 5x plus 9. So we put a prime there, meaning we will get the derivative of that. And then we have cosine 5x plus 9 multiplied by, now we apply the derivative rule that we already know from before. So 5x, the derivative is just a 5. And as for the 9, since it's a constant, the derivative is 0. So we don't write that anymore. And to finalize our answer, we have 5 cosine 5x plus 9. Then the number 2 example, we have the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to, this is another sine function. So we have the derivative equal to cosine 10x raised to 5 multiplied by the derivative of this 10x raised to 5. So we put the prime symbol there to signify that we will still get the derivative. So we have equals cosine 10x raised to 5 multiplied by, applying the rule for constant multiple, 5 by 10 is 50. And then x raised to 5 plus 1 is 4. Then for our final answer, we have either 50x raised to 4 cosine 10x raised to 5, or we can write this as 50 cosine 10x raised to 5 x raised to 4. In this example number 3, this y is equal to cosine cube x can be written as cosine x cube. So they mean the same thing. So for this one, we are going to apply the chain rule to get the derivative. So we have 3 and then cosine x raised to 3 minus 1, and then multiply by the derivative of the inside function cosine x. So cosine x prime. And then let's simplify this. We have 3 and then cosine x raised to 2 only because 3 less 1 is 2. And the derivative of cosine x according to the rule is sine x. And then we just simplify our answer. It's 3. Then the proper writing of the square of cosine x is cosine squared x and then sine x. Next, number 4. So this is a cosine function. The derivative of y with respect to x is equal to, based on the rule, the derivative of cosine is negative sine, right? So equals negative sine 3x raised to 2, negative 3x squared minus 4, then multiply by the derivative of the inside function 3x squared minus 4. Okay, then simplifying this, we get negative sine 3x squared minus 4 multiplied by the derivative of 3x squared, that will be 6x, right? And as for negative 4, a constant, it's a 0. So for our final answer, we have either negative 6x sine 3x squared minus 4, or we can say negative 6 sine 3x squared minus 4 x. So we put the variable x at the end. Then as you can see in this next example, we will apply the derivative rule for exponential function. That when we have y is e raised to g of x, then its derivative with respect to x is equal to e raised to g of x and multiplied by the derivative of g of x. Therefore, we have the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to e raised to cosine x and then multiplied by the derivative of cosine x. Then, we have e raised to cosine x multiplied by, of course, according to the rule, cosine x has a derivative of negative sine x. And for our final answer, we have negative e raised to cosine x sine x. Now, this number 6 example, we can write this as y is equal to sine 5x raised to 4. So, they mean the same thing. So, the derivative of y with respect to x equals applying the power of a function. So, if you recall that, put this in front as multiplier and then less 1. So, power of a function rule, that's what we will apply first. So, we have 4 multiplied by sine 5x now raised to 4 minus 1. And then multiply by the derivative of this. So, what's the derivative of sine 5x? According to the rule, for sine, the derivative is cosine, right? So, cosine 5x and again multiply by the derivative of 5x. Actually, this part here is the derivative of this inside function, sine 5x. Okay, let's simplify this. We have 4 sine 5x raised to 3 multiplied by cosine 5x, then multiply by the derivative of 5x, which is just a 5. And then, simplifying this further to write our final answer, let's multiply the constants 4 and 5. So, we have 2. Then, we have the sine 5x cube. And lastly, the cosine 5x. Now, for the last example in this video, we're going to apply the product rule of differentiation because our y is a product of x squared and sine x. Let's have a recall of the product rule. If y is a product of the functions f of x and g of x, then the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to the derivative of f of x times g of x plus f of x times the derivative of g of x. So in this example, we can consider our x squared as our g of x and our sine x as our g of x. Therefore, our derivative of y with respect to x is equal to, we will apply the product rule now. We have x squared prime multiplied by sine x plus x squared multiplied by the derivative of sine x. And then, to continue on, we have the derivative of x squared. This is just a power rule, so that's a 2x multiplied by sine x plus x squared. Now, the derivative of sine x is, according to the rule, cosine x, right? And then simplifying this, we have 2x sine x plus x squared cosine x. I just removed the parenthesis. Or if you want to have this like 2 sine x plus cosine x squared, that will also be fine. So learners, what would you like to learn next? Comment below.